My name is Sophie Flux and I run a company called Animal Aiders. We provide veterinary-led dog first aid courses all over the UK. Heat stroke is a worry for many dog owners. This is because heat stroke can in fact prove fatal for dogs. Heat stroke is when your dog's temperature increases from its normal up to and beyond 40.5 degrees Celsius. When your dog's temperature increases beyond 40.5 degrees, the dog is unable to reduce its temperature itself, and that's when human intervention is needed. When your dog's temperature increases to this level, it will affect many organs within the body, including the brain, and sometimes your dog can never be brought back. So it's essential that the dog owner is aware of heat stroke, and essential that they know that if they suspect it, to aim to help to reduce that dog's temperature as quickly and as sensibly as possible. Heat stroke is caused by not only people leaving their dogs in cars during the spring, summer and autumn months, but also by excess exercise. The older dog, the dog covered in black fur, is far more likely to be suffering from heat stroke. So it's always sensible, if possible, to walk your dog in the cooler parts of the day, early morning and evening ideally. Heat stroke not only is caused by excess temperatures, but can also be caused by the fact that your dog is not allowed access to water. So if it is on a walk and it is beginning to get hot and your dog doesn't have access to water, then unfortunately their temperature can then increase. So it's always a good idea that if you are going on a walk and it is slightly warm, then please take water with you so you can offer that to your dog. If your dog's able to drink water, it will be able to then cool itself down. Symptoms of heat stroke include severe panting, difficulty breathing, very dry and sticky gums. The gums may also look bright red in colour, vomiting and diarrhoea, and of course a increase in temperature. The temperature obviously is measured using a rectal thermometer. Also, unfortunately, heat stroke can in fact cause coma and unconsciousness. So please, if you ever notice that your dog is suffering from any type of warmth and they have any of those symptoms, then you must act promptly. If you suspect heat stroke and you are out and about, the first thing you need to do is get your dog into the shade and aim to start cooling them down. The best way of cooling a dog down is by putting water onto the thin-haired bits of your dog. So areas such as underneath their armpits, on their chest, on their tummies. Try and use cool water rather than cold water. Submerging them in an ice cold pond is not the best way to do this. Another thing that's useful is taking your dog's temperature. If you're able to take your dog's temperature, then you will know if they are definitely suffering from heat stroke. The way to take their temperature is by a rectal temperature using a thermometer into the bottom. If your dog's temperature is above 40.5 degrees, then you do need to be cooling your dog. Once the temperature reduces down to about 39.5 degrees Celsius, then stop cooling your dog, because at that point the dog is able to regulate its own temperature. If you continue to cool your dog once it gets to about 39.5 degrees Celsius, then unfortunately there is a possibility that you could cause hypothermia in your dog, which means your dog is actually getting too cold then, and that's something that you don't want to add as a complication. If you do suspect heat stroke, then please contact your vet, whether you were able to deal with it yourself or not, because there could be problems that your dog will be suffering from later on. So it's always worth speaking to your vet and getting their advice, because then you're improving the welfare of your dog. Brachycephalic dogs, which have particularly short noses, are more likely to suffer from heat stroke. This is because they find it harder to cool themselves down by breathing. So therefore, please, with brachycephalic dogs, only take them out for exercise early in the morning or in the evenings, and keep on top of the fact that they could at any point get particularly hot and then start suffering from heat stroke. It is never safe to leave your dog in a car during the spring, summer and autumn months when it is warm. This is because even with the windows down, the car can get dangerously hot very, very quickly. In 6 minutes on a 23 degrees Celsius day, the car can heat up to 50 degrees Celsius. This is just the time it takes for you to pop out to the post office while leaving your dog in the car, and nobody wants to find a dead dog in their car. As with all things, prevention is better than cure. Please think about your dog and heat stroke every time you want to exercise your dog or whenever your dog is having to travel in a car. Heat stroke can cause long-term problems for your dog, and that's the last thing you want. So please, whenever you're thinking about exercising your dog, try and do it when it's cooler for your dog. And if you're having to travel your dog, make sure that the cool air that you're enjoying in the front of the car is also happening for your dog in the back of the car.